first grade, and welcome to another reading lesson with Miss Meadows. I am so excited to be reading with you today. The great news about today is that you should not need anything other than your iPad and your headphones to watch the video today. We have a really fun story that is not in your My Book, so you do not need to worry about a My Book right now. But let's go ahead and get right started with our vocabulary today. Our first word is afford. Say afford. And afford is a verb or an action word. If you can afford something, you are able to pay for it. So he can afford this truck because he has enough money for it. You see it's 78 cents and on the cash register it says 78 cents. So he can afford it. The next word is professional. Say professional. Very good. A professional is an adjective or a describing word. A professional player is good at a sport and gets paid to play. So many people enjoy watching a professional hockey player play. You might also watch professional football players if you watch the Buffalo Bills. They are people who get paid to play sports. The next word is match. Say match. Very good. A match is a game between two or more players. So the players are standing on opposite sides of the net. We have one over here and one over here when they are playing a match. Match. It's a noun or a person, place, or thing. The next word is champions. Say champions. Very good. And champions is a noun, a person, place, or thing. Champions are the people who win a game. So here you can see that the champions were excited after winning the soccer tournament. And I can tell that they are champions because they are holding a trophy to show that they won. The next word is spreading. Say spreading. Spreading is a verb or an action word. When you are spreading news or an idea, you are letting others know about it. So this is a person who delivers newspapers to houses. And you can see he is throwing a newspaper onto their porch so that they can read the news. He is spreading the news so that other people can know what's going on. And our last word is opponent. Say opponent. Opponent is a noun, a person, place, or thing. Your opponent is the person or group you play against in a game. So, for example, Mia here wants to beat her opponent in checkers. She wants to beat the person she's playing against. All right, kiss your brain. We are done with our vocabulary today. We're going to go right over to our anchor chart. Our anchor chart today is on topic and central idea. So the topic is the person or thing that the text is about, and the central idea is the most important idea or point about the topic. And then supporting evidence down here is the details, facts, or examples in the text that tell about the central idea. So our story today, remember, you do not have to get out any books. You just need to listen to the story today. Listen to Miss Meadows read it. And then after we finish listening to this, you are able to complete some gem activities to earn some gems for your jars. So our story today is called Pele, King of Soccer. This is a picture book by Monica Brown is our author, the person who writes the words, and it's illustrated by Rudy Gutierrez, which is the person who draws the picture. Pele, King of Soccer. And look at, you can see on this cover, it's really colorful. You can see who I assume to be Pele, our main character, kicking a soccer ball. So let's see what we're going to be learning about today. Watch as the famous number 10 flips the soccer ball up, down, and around with his magic feet. Do you think his feet are actually magic, or do you think he's just a really good soccer player? I don't know, maybe he could actually be magical. Let's see. Pele runs across the field like a cheetah, dribbling like a dancer. And then down here, it is the same passage as right here, but it's in Spanish. So up here we have in English, and these are the same exact words, but in Spanish. So if we had someone in our class who spoke Spanish instead of English, they would read this part and it would tell them the same exact things that we are reading up here. Miss Meadows isn't very good at Spanish, so I'm just going to read the English parts for you. Can Pele score 3 goals in one game? A hat trick? He traps the ball with his thighs and ankles, and before it even touches the ground, he shoots. Pele and his team have won again. The crowd chants, Pele, 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 the king. He must be a really good soccer player. He was able to trap the ball and shoot and score before it even touched the ground. That's crazy. But Pele was not always so famous. Once he was a boy from the town of Três Corações, I think, in Brazil, the largest country in South America. Pele's family was very poor, so he sometimes worked shining shoes and selling meat pies to help them. So if you were to shine shoes, you would kind of like take a towel or a certain type of paper and rub it on the shoes, and that makes them shinier, and people like to have their shoes be shiny and not dull. So that's what he would do to make money when he was a kid. Every evening, no matter how tired they were, Pele and his father, Dondino, would play soccer in the streets. Whoops! Sometimes Pele accidentally broke a window or kicked the ball over a fence. Uh-oh. That happens. If you're nice about it, it's usually not a big deal. When he was almost 10 years old, Pele came home and found his father crying. "Why are you sad, Papa?" he asked. "I am sad because Brazil has lost the World Cup. Everyone in Brazil is sad tonight." "Don't worry, I will win a World Cup for you one day," Pele promised. So a World Cup it's when all of the different countries like America and Brazil and Spain and France and different countries all play soccer against each other to see who can be the champion or be the winner. And right now Pele's dad is sad because Brazil, his country, they lost the World Cup. It's kind of like the Super Bowl, but for soccer. And Pele says, "Don't worry, one day I'm going to win that for you." I wonder if he's going to. Pele loved to play soccer with his friends. They didn't have enough money for a ball, so they used a grapefruit instead. Whoa. If they couldn't find a grapefruit, they would stuff an old sock with newspapers. That's kind of a good idea. Pele and his friends started their own soccer team. When the other team saw that Pele and his teammates couldn't afford shoes, they nicknamed them the Barefoot Team. But the Barefoot Team kept winning. What I love about this is that even though people were being mean and calling them names, did they let that bother them? No, they kept winning anyway. They kind of were proving them wrong, which I think is awesome. Oh, let me move me so that I can read this part to you. One day, a famous Brazilian soccer player invited Pele to try out for the professional team. At 15, Pele became the youngest player on the Santos soccer team. The coach thought that Pele was too skinny and ordered him to eat and eat and eat. Miss Meadows would love it if someone said that to me. For the first time in his life, Pele had all the food his stomach could eat. Oh, he finally had enough food to eat. Finally, it was time for Pele to play soccer in his first professional match. Remember, we talked, if you're a professional, that means you get paid to do it. So this is his first ever soccer game he's doing where he's getting paid to do it. Pele uses his famous bicycle kick to trick the other team. His knees bend and his legs whirl backward until his foot connects to the ball. Move myself back over. When he was 17 years old, Pele played in his first World Cup final for Brazil. Remember, he said he was going to do that for his dad? On the day of his game, Pele remembered his promise to his father. Pele sees that his teammate Vava is open and kicks the ball to him in a perfect pass. Pele's team won! The Brazilians were the world champions of soccer for the first time. Listening on the radio at home, Pele's father cried, but this time because he was so happy. because Pele made that promise to him and he was able to do it for his dad. How special. With Pele playing for the national team, Brazil won 2 more World Cups. Pele traveled all over the world playing soccer, and wherever he went, people admired him. He met kings and queens and presidents, spreading the love of soccer to children and adults everywhere. So he's now teaching other people to love soccer too. But there was one more thing that Pele wanted to do. No soccer player had ever scored 1,000 goals. Pele had scored 999, which is how many away from 1,000? It's one. It's only 1 goal away. It was a rainy November day, and 80,000 fans had come to see Pele play. Pele dribbles towards the goal line, and his opponent tripped him. Penalty kick. That means he gets 1 shot to get a goal with nobody around to stop him. Pele looks at the ball, and he looks at the fans, and he looks at the goalie. What do you think happens? Can you guess what happens? Do you think he gets the goal? Scores 1,000 goals? Let's see. Let's find out. Pele O'Rai kicks and scores his 1,000th What do you think? Did he get it? His 1,000th goal. He did it. That is so awesome that he was able to score 1,000 goals. So here's what you're going to do next. You are going to go over to your gem papers, get your gem papers out, and go ahead and start working. Remember, you can earn a sapphire gem, an emerald gem, or a ruby gem, and you can earn as many as you want. There are front and backs to some of your papers. Make sure you get them checked by your teacher, and if you forget what the instruction is on a certain piece of paper, ask your teacher, and they can remind you of what the task is to do on each paper. But happy gem earning. I hope you are getting so close to filling up your jar and working hard on those papers. Have so much fun, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!